Reacher Season 4 Episode 4 Ending Explained. Who is Lila Hoth? What really happened at the end of Reacher Season 4, Episode 4, and who is Lila Hoth? Episode 4, titled Karambits Pieces, completely changes the direction of the season. For the first few episodes, Lila Hoth appeared to be someone Reacher needed to protect. She seemed vulnerable. She claimed to be investigating a dangerous mystery involving her family, and Reacher gradually became emotionally involved with her. But the final moments of Episode 4 reveal something much darker. Lila isn't simply a woman caught in the middle of the conspiracy. She and her mother, Amisha Hoth, are connected to the violence surrounding the case, and the karambit knives they reveal at the end strongly suggest that they are responsible for killing Jacob Merrick's nephew, Ben. That twist completely changes how we should look at Lila.
So, who is she really?
And why did she allow Reacher to get so close? Let's break down the ending. Major spoilers for Season 4, Episode 4 ahead. The episode begins with Reacher continuing to investigate the mystery surrounding Anna Merrick's death. Anna's apparent suicide was never as simple as it looked. She had been involved with sensitive information, and Reacher has been trying to determine exactly what she knew and why so many powerful people wanted that information. The missing piece is a flash drive. That drive potentially contains highly sensitive information connected to the larger conspiracy. Reacher and the people helping him gradually discover that the drive may have been connected to Lila Hoth. And suddenly, Lila becomes much more important. Up to this point, Reacher has been looking at her as someone who might need protection. But there are clues that something about Lila isn't right. She knows too much. She seems unusually capable. And her story doesn't completely add up. There's also her relationship with Amisha. Lila calls her mother. But the two women don't behave like ordinary civilians caught in a dangerous situation. They seem prepared. They are observant. And they clearly know how to defend themselves. The biggest clue comes from the death of Ben Merrick. Ben is Jacob Merrick's nephew, and his death has been one of the mysteries surrounding the case. By Episode 4, investigators discover something extremely important about how he was killed. His body shows evidence consistent with a karambit, a curved blade associated with Indonesian martial arts. That immediately creates a connection, because Indonesia has already appeared in the story surrounding Lila and Amisha. And suddenly the pieces begin coming together. The episode's final moments make the connection impossible to ignore. We cut back to Lila and Amisha. They are no longer behaving like frightened women. Instead, they are calmly handling and drawing karambit knives. And the implication is chilling. These women aren't helpless. They are killers. The episode doesn't need to give us a long explanation. The knives tell the story. Lila and Amisha have been hiding their true abilities. And the people Reacher thought he was protecting may actually be among the most dangerous people in the entire investigation. That changes everything. But who exactly is Lila Hoth? Lila is played by Indonesian singer and actress Agnes Mo, who makes her Reacher debut in Season 4. The television version of Lila is loosely based on a character from Lee Child's 2009 novel Gone Tomorrow. However, the show has made significant changes to her character and background. In the novel, the Hoths are connected to a terrorist organization, and their origins are different from what the television series is currently presenting. The series has deliberately kept Lila's exact allegiance mysterious. And that is important, because viewers shouldn't assume that everything from the book will happen exactly the same way on television. The show is clearly remixing the story, but the central idea remains. Lila Hoth is not who she claims to be. And that's arguably the biggest twist of the episode. Think about what Reacher has been doing. He has been investigating Anna's death. He's been trying to uncover the truth about the missing information. He's been fighting mercenaries and other dangerous people. But while he's been looking outward for the enemy may have been standing much closer to him. Lila has been inside Reacher's circle. She's been talking to him. She's been allowing him to protect her. And Reacher has even developed an intimate relationship with her. That makes the reveal much more personal. This isn't simply another villain Reacher has to punch. It's someone he trusted. And that's why Lila could become one of the most dangerous antagonists Reacher has faced. She doesn't necessarily need to overpower him physically. She can manipulate his perception of the situation. She can make him believe one thing while secretly doing something completely different. That's an entirely different kind of threat. And the show has already been planting clues. Lila's behavior has often seemed slightly unusual. She is intelligent. She's confident. She knows how to navigate dangerous situations. And she isn't easily frightened. Even when Reacher is trying to protect her, she never behaves quite like someone who has no experience with violence.
Now we know why.
The Karambit reveal suggests that she knows exactly what she's doing. And her mother, Amisha, is clearly part of the same secret. This is where the episode title, Karambits Pieces, becomes especially meaningful. The pieces are the fragments of information Reacher has been collecting throughout the season. Anna's death, the missing flash drive, Ben Merrick's murder, Indonesia, the Hoths, and the mysterious people trying to control the investigation. Episode 4 finally starts putting those pieces together. But it doesn't give Reacher the complete picture yet. Instead, it gives the audience a major advantage. We now know that Lila is dangerous. Reacher doesn't necessarily know the full truth yet, and that dramatic irony could become extremely important in Episode 5 and beyond. Because now we're watching Reacher interact with someone we know is hiding something. Every conversation between them becomes more suspicious. Every time Lila appears vulnerable, we have to question whether it's real. Every time she gives Reacher information, we have to wonder whether she's manipulating him. And that is exactly what makes the ending work. It doesn't simply reveal a villain. It changes the meaning of everything that came before. But there's another mystery. Why did Lila get close to Reacher? The show hasn't completely answered that question yet. But there are several possibilities. One possibility is that Reacher was useful to her. He's powerful. He's investigating the same conspiracy. And he has access to information that Lila may need. If she can keep him believing that she's an innocent victim, Reacher can effectively become an unwitting weapon working on her behalf. That's a very dangerous strategy. Instead of fighting Reacher, use Reacher. And there may be another reason. Lila appears to have developed genuine feelings for him. That complicates everything. Because even if she has been manipulating Reacher, that doesn't necessarily mean every emotion between them was fake. This is something the show could explore later. Does Lila actually care about Reacher? Or was their relationship simply another part of her plan? The answer could determine how Reacher responds once he discovers the truth. And if you have read Gone Tomorrow, you may already have an idea about where the story is heading. But the television adaptation has already changed enough details that book knowledge shouldn't be treated as a perfect roadmap. The show's version of the Hoths is clearly different. In the book, Lila and the woman accompanying her are eventually revealed to have much more direct connections to terrorism. The series is introducing its own Indonesian elements and giving the characters a different identity. So there are similarities, but there are also major differences. And that's why the Episode 4 ending is so important. It's telling us that Reacher Season 4 isn't simply adapting the book scene by scene. It's building a new version of the mystery. And Lila is at the center of that mystery. There is also the connection to John Sampson. The season has been gradually revealing that the conspiracy reaches back years. Indonesia isn't just a random location. It appears to be connected to events involving Sampson and the larger political story. That means Lila's identity could eventually reveal something about Sampson's past as well. And if that's true, then Lila isn't simply a side character. She could be one of the keys to understanding the entire conspiracy. That's what makes the ending so exciting. For 4 episodes, we thought the question was, who is trying to kill everyone connected to Anna Merrick? Now, there's another question. Can Reacher trust Lila Hoth? And the answer after that final scene is almost certainly no. At least, not yet. The final image of Lila and Amisha with their karambits is essentially the show's warning to the audience. Stop thinking of these women as victims. Start thinking of them as predators. And that could completely change Reacher's mission. Because Reacher is used to enemies who announce themselves. Mercenaries, assassins, corrupt officials, criminal organizations. But Lila is different. She has been hiding in plain sight. She's gained his trust. And she may know much more about the conspiracy than she's admitting. So, what happens next? The biggest question is whether Reacher discovers the truth before Lila's plan reaches its final stage. If he realizes that she and Amisha are connected to Ben's murder, their relationship could turn into a direct confrontation. And considering what we've seen from Reacher, that confrontation won't be pretty. But there is another possibility. Lila may not be the ultimate villain. She could be working for someone else. And that's the more interesting possibility. The Hoths may be one part of a much larger organization. If that's true, then the Karambit reveal is only the beginning. Reacher has finally identified one piece of the puzzle. But there may be a much bigger enemy behind them. And that's exactly where episode 4 leaves us. So, who is Lila Hoth? She's not the innocent woman Reacher initially believed he was protecting. She's an extremely capable and dangerous woman whose connection to Indonesia and the Karambit killings suggests that she and Amisha are directly involved in the deadly conspiracy. The episode strongly implies that the Hoths killed Ben Merrick, and the final scene confirms that they are prepared to kill again. But the show has deliberately not revealed everything about Lila yet. Her exact motives, her ultimate allegiance, and whether her feelings for Reacher are genuine. Those questions remain open. What we do know is that Lila Hoth has been hiding in plain sight. Reacher thought he was saving her. Now he may have to save himself from her. And that makes the final scene of episode 4 more than just a twist. It's a warning. Because from this point forward, whenever Lila Hoth walks into a room, Reacher and the audience should be wondering which side she's really on.